Hello, fellow ambitionists, and welcome to Goal Accomplishment Made Easy, the podcast. I'm your host, and this is where we turn your ambitions into actionable plans. Through proven strategies, personalized goal roadmaps, and a focus on progress, I'll guide you in breaking down big goals into milestones you can achieve. Each episode delivers practical tools to help you stay on track and make real progress towards your goals. Ready to start accomplishing? Let's dive in. Hello, welcome to Goal Accomplishment Made Easy, the podcast based on Goal Accomplishment Made Easy, the app. Today, we are talking about how to build a step-by-step plan for any goal. Okay, most people approach goal planning the same way they approach a grocery list. They write everything down that the goal requires and they just start working through it. And the problem with that is that a grocery list has no sequence. It has no timeline. It has no way of knowing whether you are moving at a pace that will actually get you to the goal date. Okay, whether you're working toward a promotion or a certification, a performance target, or a career transition, that approach always produces one of two outcomes. One, you get to the deadline and discover the gap too late to close it. Or two, you work hard for months in the wrong order and you have to redo significant pieces of the pursuit. So, what you need is not a list. You need a plan, which is a structure built from your actual constraints that tells you what to do each week and tells you when something is going wrong before it becomes unrecoverable. Okay. So, first thing you need to do is get completely specific about what you're working toward. Before you can plan anything, you need to know exactly what the accomplished outcome looks like and exactly when it needs to happen. Not a direction, but a specific, evaluable outcome. Okay, something concrete enough that on the goal date you can say without any ambiguity whether you got there. So, get promoted is not specific enough. Promoted to senior manager by December 1st with two led cross functional projects and a completed leadership development course on file. That's specific. Okay. Get certified is not specific enough. Pass the PMP exam by August 15th with a score above the minimum passing threshold. That's specific. Okay. That specificity is what makes every subsequent planning decision accurate because without it, you cannot estimate the work that needs to get done, validate the timeline, or know when you've arrived. So the second thing you need to do is check whether the math works before you invest months of effort. Okay. This is a step most people skip, and it is one that determines whether the plan survives contact with the real world. So take the number of hours you genuinely have each week for this goal. And I don't mean like your ideal week, I mean the actual hours after your job responsibilities, your personal obligations, and everything else that already owns your time, and estimate how many total hours the goal realistically requires. Then divide the total hours by the weekly hours available. That tells you how many weeks the goal actually needs. If that number is larger than the weeks between now and your deadline, something has to change before you start. So either the scope comes down, or the deadline extends, or you find more hours. Discovering this at the planning stage saves you months of effort toward a timeline that was never viable. So, next thing you need to do is build phases before you plan a single task. A phase is a major stage of work. Okay, it's a significant chunk that, when complete, produces something concrete before the next stage begins. So, pursuing a promotion might have four phases, which is documenting your current impact, completing the required development work, making your case to decision makers, and navigating the formal review process. A PMP certification might have three phases: completing the education hours, preparing for the exam, and taking it. Your job at this stage is to name those major stages before you touch a single specific task. Get the big picture right first. The tasks inside each phase come next. People who skip phases and go straight to tasks almost always end up doing work in the wrong phase, which creates work that either cannot be used until something else is done or has to be done all over again entirely. So, Next thing you need to do is map which tasks have to happen before other tasks can happen. Okay. Inside each phase, not everything can happen simultaneously. Some tasks are like sequential, meaning one cannot begin until another is finished, and some are parallel, meaning they can happen at the same time without any conflict. So, mapping these dependencies is what produces a sequence rather than a pile of tasks. So, for every significant piece of work in your goal, ask, what has to be true before I can start this? Build the order from those honest answers. The work is done in the correct order is going to create momentum for you. Work done in the wrong order creates waiting and rework and the frustrating experience of finishing something only to realize it cannot go anywhere yet because something else is not ready. So, assign each week its own specific work that you need to do. Once phases and sequence are mapped, assign work to specific weeks, meaning each week gets the exact tasks that need to happen for the plan to stay on pace, sized to the hours you actually have. Okay, not a running list of everything the goal eventually needs, just what belongs to this week. That specificity is what makes a plan something you can work from daily rather than a document you wrote in January and stop looking at in February. Okay. Last thing is to check in every week without exception. A plan that nobody reviews is a wish list with formatting. Okay. Once a week, look honestly at where you are versus where your plan says you should be. What got done, what did not, whether your hours were lower than you planned, whether anything changed. From that honest comparison, make one specific decision. Keep going, adjust your scope, reorder what remains, or extend the goal date, or add hours this week. That weekly decision is what keeps a plan alive across months of real life. Okay. Organizations that reliably accomplish their most important goals run this check in every single week. And Goal Accomplishment Made Easy runs it automatically for your individual goals. You enter your goal, your deadline, and your available hours, and it builds a complete step by step plan and runs the weekly check in from there, telling you whether you are on pace and exactly what to adjust when something comes up. And you can try that at app.goalaccomplishment.com or download in the App Store and the Google Play Store. And I will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to Goal Accomplishment Made Easy, the podcast. Stay committed. Keep taking those small daily steps and watch your goals turn to reality. For more resources and personalized support, visit goalaccomplishmentmadeeasy.com, and we'll see you in the next episode.